Alright folks, it's been a very exciting time for silver as it broke past 12-year highs, and it's looking like we are finally breaking into new territory where silver can do what it does. Now, it has pulled back a little bit from the obvious profit taking. We knew this would happen, and it actually needs to happen for it to go up higher. You never want something to just go straight up, because then it's going to go straight down. We have to build stability. It has to go up to 32, 33, and then back down to 31, 30, and then up to 34, 35, and then back down to 32, 31, and then up to 36, 37, then down to 34. It has to do that, because if it doesn't, then the prices aren't building any stability. You see right here how it's stabilizing above 30, how it's bouncing around. If it just went straight up, like you can see right here, if it just went straight up and kept going up, there's no stability being built and it would just crash. Perfect example, Bitcoin in 2016. It went from like $800 to $16,000 within like a couple of months. There was no price stability. It did not bounce around. It just went straight up within a matter of months, which is why it crashed and took years upon years to recover. Silver is building stability. A correction is actually the correct thing for silver to do if it wants to continue higher, and when pullbacks happen, not to crash all the way to the bottom. The price builds stability so it has softer landings without falling down $4 or $5. It needs to do this. Pullbacks are actually a healthy thing. But if you're newer in the market and you see silver drop back down to 31 and you're freaking out or panicking, that is an extremely dangerous position to be in. I always tell people invest with your head, not your heart. Emotions will destroy you. Takes all rational thinking out the window because you're investing emotionally. You have to look at things realistically. If silver's down $1 or $2 within a 2-day period, that doesn't matter. One, because silver is going much, much higher anyways. And why would you compare the worthless, baseless dollar to silver? So whether it's $34 or $32 or $30 or $35, it doesn't matter, because we're talking about silver being well over 100, possibly a lot higher. And why are you comparing 32 fake worthless dollar bills that's lost 98% of its purchasing power to an ounce of silver that holds its value regardless of what the dollar's doing? Because 1 ounce of silver is always and will always have 1 ounce of silver inside of it, regardless of what the dollar is. And that 1 ounce of silver is progressively getting more valuable as it's needed over time and becomes more scarce and is money itself. You have to look at it realistically from a day-to-day, hour-to-hour perspective to more of a year-to-year, decade-to-decade perspective. Why do I care if silver's $31 or $34 if I'm not planning on selling for another 20 years down the line? Okay, I bought silver at $15. I bought silver at $11 in March of 2020. I bought silver at the July 2016 high of $21 silver. I'm buying silver right now at $31. I'm going to buy it at $40 in however many months. I'm going to buy it at $60 in however many months or years. And I'm going to continue, because in 20 or 30 years when I sell, I damn guarantee it's going to be a lot more than $30 or $40 that I'm not complaining about spending, because I understand silver's true value. And when the price does go down, that's a good thing, because then I can get it for cheaper and lower my dollar per ounce average. I'm not giving up hope if it's down $2 within a 2-day period. See, I talk to at least 20, 30 people a day via phone calls, emails, and text messages. I hear the newer people that get very worried, like silver, like they gave up because silver is down at 31 when they were so excited that it was 33. Those people, they're new, and it scares me, because that is a dangerous position to be in if you're that worried over a couple dollar change. Just, you have to really just understand what silver's true value is and what the dollar's true value is. or else you are in dangerous waters. It's okay to be excited, and maybe if it drops back down a little bit, say, oh man, they must have, the government must have done something, which wasn't. This was a pullback from the price going up so high within such a short amount of time. But that doesn't mean that the end is here. It means that there was a pullback. This is an opportunity to get it for cheap again, and it's going to go back up to 34 plus because it just broke past it for the first time in over 12 years. So of course, this is the beginning. It's not the end, especially given some of the other things that are happening geopolitically as well. I hope I got that point across in a nice way, because I talked to so many people today where it's just like I can hear them. It's just like, oh man, they don't get it yet. And a lot of times you have to learn the hard way, which means getting burnt. Anyways, folks, if you wanted to purchase precious metals from a safe, reliable, cheap place, then email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. I'll take care of you. We have specials right now: Buffalo rounds, $235 over spot. We have Morgan rounds, $235 over spot. 10-ounce bars, $235 over spot. Maples, $360 over spot. Britannias, $360 over spot. Philharmonics, $315 over spot. 90% constitutional silver, $3 over spot. You want gold? We got that. You want a 1,000-ounce Comex bar? We got that. We have everything. Everything and anything you could possibly think of. I'm so tired of people calling me saying that they got ripped off, they got overpriced from some company, or the coins came and they were damaged, they wouldn't offer a refund, or the coins didn't arrive at all, whatever. You don't got to worry about that with us, right? We'll offer great prices. If another place is a little pricier, then I'll match it. And if I can't match it, well, are you willing to pay a couple penny difference to get it from a trusted, reliable place? Or would you rather go to that place, and if something happens, good luck trying to get a hold of their customer service? But that rarely happens because I can always match it. So anyways, yeah, so make sure you subscribe as well, because, you don't want to be putting in hours of work like me. I'll do the work for you guys, but you got to stay up to date. So let's look at what's going on right now with silver's price. Drops $30.40 amid Fed's hawkish stance. Buy now. Price declines $30.39 due to Fed's restrictive monetary policy and a stronger dollar. See, that's what happened. There was, the FOMC meeting came out, stronger dollar for the next day or two, right? Every time a meeting comes out, like last week came out, bad news for the dollar, silver goes up. This week, good news for the dollar. But we know the inevitable collapse of the dollar, which is inevitable. It's going to happen. 98% of its purchasing power is gone. 99% is is coming very soon. So these strong dollar boosts every couple of weeks, that is a facade. And we know that once the dollar falls, that is a volcanic eruption for precious metals, as they're a direct negative correlation. When the dollar index is high, gold and silver is down. When the dollar index is down, gold and silver is high. We know the dollar index is going to collapse. So what does that mean? Gold and silver is goes higher. It's not rocket science. So you have that. We also have traders awaiting U.S. PMI data. Weak reading could boost rate cut expectations and precious metals. Then we have geopolitical tensions, and persistent inflation could also support precious metals, limiting downside. So yeah, there's a lot still going for silver. You have right here, recent FOMC meeting minutes revealed concerns about inflation not meeting the 2% target despite some easing over the past year. This suggests the possibility of delayed rate cuts. Participants agreed to maintain the current federal funds rate range due to signs of ongoing solid economic growth. Investors anticipate the first rate cut in September and expect 2 quarter-point reductions before the year ends, based on CME FedWatch tool, which currently indicates a nearly 60% probability of such moves. But what's happening by the end of the year, the November election, so that 60%, you can go throw it in the trash, because who knows what other crazy things are going to happen? Who knows what the death of the Iranian president means for Iran moving forwards, or the power shift that's ongoing, especially since Iran is, the country of the BRICS nations, and that's the same Those are the same allying countries that are creating this new digital currency, detaching themselves from the US dollar, kicking us to the curb. I mean, there's some big power moves happening right here, right now. And to say that everything is just going to stay the same, and so you can give percentages on what's going to happen, is so far out there. That's like the weatherman trying to predict that it's going to rain 5 years down the line from now, given no type of data. Like, it's insane. There's so many unknown variables that are going to happen by the end of the year, and all of them are going to affect the markets, and all in different ways. So it's like a domino effect. It's all like the butterfly effect. One thing happens which affects the other thing in a different position, and if it wouldn't have happened, that other thing that it did affect would be, it's like it's this whole string, and it's all pushing and pulling the markets to different degrees. But the unknown variables is something that nobody ever thinks about, that I always try to push. Nobody could have predicted the death of of Iran's president. That was a wrench got thrown in, flips things sideways. It's going to continue to happen, especially moving to the November election. So the hawkish stance of the Federal Open Market Committee, the FOMC minutes, indicating potential interest rate hike or tighter monetary policy put pressure on silver's price. Higher interest rates increase the opportunity cost of holding non-yielding assets like silver, making them less attractive to investors. So here's the short-term forecast. Silver is likely to remain under pressure, trading near $30.39 due to the Fed's hawkish stance and a strong U.S. dollar. Immediate support is $29.80 with resistance at $30.97. Expect bearish momentum below $30.25. So another interesting thing was, where is it at? AI. So remember I made the video of AI, the Chat GPT 4.0 or 4.0, whatever the newest one is. They gave a very bullish outlook on silver. So someone yesterday from Bitcoin.com put in all of the 8 AI chatbots predicting silver and gold by the end of the year. And they're saying $42 silver by the end of the year, which is very interesting. Very interesting. And they give context as well. Are gold and silver set for continued growth according to several AI forecasts? This year, Bitcoin, the leading crypto asset, achieved historic peak. Right here, it shows all of them. ChatGPT 4 says $34 an ounce. The new ChatGPT 4.0 or whatever says $40. This one says $36 to $42. Claude Sonnet. This one, Pi's answer is $38.50. Like all of them, this one says might reach $40 per ounce. LeChat's Copilot says 35. Like, this is insane. For all of these bots that, robots, they take the emotional attachment out so they're more accurate. That's why a lot of investors use the AI trading bot, right? Like most of them do. Because of that reason itself, because you could look at things more realistically. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think? This guy also says he sees a 45% chance for 45% rally from here, and those looking to trade, he shares an easy way to play it. This is an interesting article. I might turn this into a video itself. This video is already pretty long, but we'll throw this in here. So this guy, Larry, is a market wizard and legendary hedge fund manager. When he walks, we listen, and right now he's watching the silver charts closely. He sees the chance for 45% rally from here, and for those looking to trade it, he shares an easy way to play it. Gold has been the top commodity for traders' minds lately, and rightfully so. The shiny metals soared 20% since the middle of January. It broke out of its long-term trading range to set all-time highs. While gold is taking all the attention, there's another metal that's been staging an even stronger rally. Silver's always been in the shadow of its shinier counterpart, commonly referred to as poorer cousin of gold. But over the past 3 months, silver's outperformed gold. It's risen by 32% against gold's return of 20%. In fact, silver's been one of the year's best performing commodities so far. On top of that, silver has performed a bullish pattern and sits at the very top of its long-term trading range. A breakout past this level of resistance sets the stage up for an additional 45% rally up to $42 an ounce. Let me show you what I'm seeing. Wow, so yeah. I'm actually going to turn this into an entirely separate video along with a couple other things, but because there's a lot there, and he goes in even more. But I guess you guys got a sneak peek at an article that I'll be heavily breaking down and dissecting for the next video. So anyways, yeah, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe if you guys want daily silver content brought to you. All you have to do is click subscribe, click the bell so you get notified on your phone when I post and you don't miss out. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.